The House will come to order. The invocation today will be given by the Honorable Carrie Reingans, State Representative from the 47th District. Will members, staff, and guests in the gallery please rise? Representative.
Thank you. As we enter this chamber today to work on behalf of 10 million Michiganders, I invoke for guidance 3 of the 8 principles upon which we Unitarian Universalists rely. Our 5th principle calls us to use the democratic processes in our congregations and society at large. May this principle guide us today to work together to debate and improve our ideas, and to value the representation that we each bring to this room from every corner of our great state. Our 6th principle sets out the goal for a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. May we strive for peace, liberty, and justice for all Michiganders and all people in the world community as we conduct our important work here today. Lastly, I invoke our 7th principle, my favorite. We respect the interdependent web of all existence. Not only do we respect each other here, where we work together, but we are dependent on each other and all living beings, as they are all dependent on us. As humans, the Pan-African principle of Ubuntu describes interhuman relationships by explaining that we cannot be who we are without the other people with whom we are in relation. I am because you are. As the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us in his letter from the Birmingham jail, all people are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. The work we conduct in this chamber affects directly and indirectly not only 10 million Michiganders, but all of humanity. May we go forth today following our democratic processes, striving for a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, and embodying Ubuntu.
The clerk will open the board for the purpose of taking attendance. The board is now open. Members may check in at their desks.
If I could have the members' attention for the purposes of introduction, the chair recognizes the Speaker of the House, Representative Tate.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. You know, it's always a great day when we're able to invite and have champions in the House chamber, and today is no exception. So, in the West Gallery right now, we have the Grosse Pointe North girls varsity soccer team, who on June 16th of this year won the Division II Soccer State Championship at Michigan State University. They were able to be resilient throughout their year, but they kept at it, and they had a mission to accomplish, and that was to win the state title. And through that adversity, they were victorious. So we'd like to welcome them to the House.
Would Speaker Tate's special guests please rise? Welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives, and congratulations. They don't-
Didn't have any camera control, so we didn't actually
What's that?
we didn't get a shot of the speaker.
Probably cost yourself a job. If I could have the members' attention for the purposes of introduction, the chair recognizes Representative Cernoglu.
Thank you. I wanted to welcome my guest for today's session in the East Gallery, my former intern, Griffin Lee. Welcome, Griffin. And I also wanted to present a tribute to Griffin Lee.
Would Representative Cernoglu's special guest please rise? Welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you for your service. The chair recognizes Representative Cernoglu.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Griffin for his tireless dedication to my office and the people of the 75th House District. In his time with my office, Griffin had a strong work ethic, constantly going above and beyond, a trait that will carry him throughout his long career. Griffin was a passionate voice in our office, and I am confident that he will continue to work to better our communities. As a current MSU student studying political science, Griffin has future aspirations to attend law school and become an attorney. I look forward to seeing Griffin's passion and selfless attitude carry him throughout his long career. I would like to offer Griffin a tribute in honor of his departure from the Michigan House of Representatives and thank him for his tremendous service to my office. Thank you, Griffin.
Thank you, Griffin, for your service to the Michigan House of Representatives and the state of Michigan. For purposes of introduction, the chair recognizes Representative McKinney.
Thank you, Chair. In the East Gallery, we have a few of our constituents out of Detroit from the Detroit Property Tax Justice Group, and we want our whole House floor to welcome them to the Capitol.
Would Representative McKinney's special guest please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. If I could have the members' attention for the purposes of a special announcement, the chair recognizes the Democratic Caucus Chair, Representative O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. To my Democratic colleagues, caucus call, third floor. To my Democratic colleagues, caucus call, third floor. Thank you.
Democratic members, a caucus has been called at the third floor.
Members, please check in at your desks. Clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce today's attendance.
Madam Speaker, all members of the House are present.
Will members, staff, and guests in the gallery please rise and join me now in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Proceed to order of motions and resolutions. Take up House Resolution 151.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 151, introduced by Representative Shannon, a resolution to declare October 2023 as Filipino American History Month in the state of Michigan.
The question before the House is the adoption of House Resolution 151. All those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of motions and resolutions. We take up House Concurrent Resolution number 6.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Concurrent Resolution number 6, introduced by Representatives Wilson and Filler, a concurrent resolution to approve the State Officers Compensation Commission determinations.
The resolution is referred to the Committee on Government Operations. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
I move to see the order of second reading of bills of calendar item number 145, Senate Bill 384.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 145, Senate Bill 384, a bill to amend the Insurance Code of 1956. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of second reading bills of calendar number 153, Senate Bill 506.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 153, Senate Bill 506, a bill to amend the food law. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of second reading bills of calendar number 154, Senate Bill 507.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 154, Senate Bill 507, a bill to amend the City Income Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of second reading bills with calendar number 155, Senate Bill 508.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 155, Senate Bill 508, a bill to amend the Farm Produce Insurance Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of second reading bills with calendar item number 156, Senate Bill 510.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 156, Senate Bill 510, a bill to amend the Grain Dealers Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of second reading bills with calendar number 157, Senate Bill 511.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 157, Senate Bill 511, a bill to amend the Public School Employees Retirement Act of 1979. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are amendments. The clerk will read.
Representative Bolin offers a floor substitute H1, identified as amendment number 1.
The question before the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to see the order of third reading of bills. Take up count item number 36, House Bill 4625.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 36, House Bill 4625, introduced by Representative Brenda Carter, a bill to amend the Juvenile Diversion Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are amendments. The clerk will read.
Representative Leitner offers a floor substitute, H3, identified as Amendment number 1.
On third reading, amendments require support. Is there support? The demand is supported. The question before the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There are no further amendments. Members, we have colleagues wishing to address the body. Please quiet down and give them your attention. Speaker recognizes Representative Carter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am here today to support House Bill 4625, one of many incredibly important bills. In 2021, Governor Whitmer created the Michigan Task Force on Juvenile Justice Reform with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services to gather data and report out data-driven analysis of Michigan's juvenile justice system with recommendations on proven practices and strategies to reform our system for the better. Diversion in juvenile justice refers to intervention approaches that redirect youth away from the formal processing in the juvenile justice system. Diversion decisions can be made by law enforcement officers, educators, prosecutors, judges, or other court staff depending on the jurisdiction. Diversion aims to hold youth accountable for their actions while avoiding formal judicial proceedings. Diversion initiatives can be put into place at various stages of justice processing to reduce costly out-of-pocket home placements. My bill, House Bill 4625, is a direct recommendation from the task force and would amend the Juvenile Diversion Act to require the use of risk screening and mental health screening tools before a diversion decision is made for a minor. The results of these screenings would have to be included in court filings and proceedings when a decision is made to divert a minor. Children in detention face immeasurable odds during their formative years while incarcerated or in detention, and even after they made their return back into society. Excuse me, thank you. This is way too important for all this dialogue. These risk and mental health screening tools will give the care workers, public safety officials, and judges involved in each juvenile's case a more all-encompassing overview that will be instrumental in making any diversion decision. Let's do the right thing by our children and ensure that Michigan's juvenile detention system has access to all the tools needed to ensure the kids be rehabilitated and return to us ready to return to their lives, not to return back to the system. I'm asking my colleagues to join me in supporting this very important legislation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative Brayback.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to speak to the entire package.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. This bill package is about making the juvenile justice system stronger. Each and every one of these bills is shaped to make a positive impact that provides fairness, responsiveness, and efficiency to Michigan's juvenile needs while being in line with today's values. The bill I am sponsoring, House Bill 4628, instills a much-needed focus on breaking down barriers to mental health care. As our society continues to evolve, the momentum to address concerns on topics that were once taboo continues, for example, mental health. Madam Speaker, I am not shy about advocating around mental health care issues, and my colleagues know that I am a clinical psychologist. And what this means to me is that at the basis of everything that I do and the bills that I introduce is a need to attend to and to consider mental wellness and its status. It was important for mental health to be integrated into this bill package. My bill will require the use of a risk screening tool and mental health screening tool to make judicial proceeding decisions, specifically for a juvenile case to move to a consent calendar. It will be mandated by the court to consider the results of a risk screening tool and mental health screening tool conducted on with the juvenile by a designated court officer when making these decisions. These training tools will be conducted by those who are qualified and will be research-based and nationally validated for use with these adolescents. Implementing these crucial tools will tend to the success and process of the juvenile through the criminal justice system. This legislation directly helps Michigan's criminal justice system make more informed decisions and choices for a young person's future. It also allows a monitoring system to get Michigan children the help that they need when they need it and a concern arises. There is no better way to help our kids than to ensure that they are in a space that helps them succeed and move forward. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this bill and this package for the betterment and success of our Michigan adolescents. Thank you for your time, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I have permission to speak to the entire package?
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Criminal and juvenile justice reform takes many shapes. This bill package was created directly from the Juvenile Justice Task Force and focuses on understanding the needs of Michigan's system. These bills are a start for many changes to come, Madam Speaker. I am proud to sponsor one of these bills alongside my colleagues that also seek to make required improvements to our criminal justice system. Madam Speaker, kids matter. Kids matter. Our kids matter in every capacity. And to ensure this, we must implement steps to give consideration to their success and their wellness. We must ensure tools and resources are in place to help them thrive. My bill, House Bill 4629, requires jurisdictions to use a validated detention screening tool to make informed decisions around placement of youth in secure detention facilities pending their hearing. Currently, Michigan does not have the uniform statewide policy and tools in place to ensure that youth who do not pose a public safety risk or flight risk do not end up in secure detentions. Madam Speaker, this bill and the entire package is about providing justice, but a smart type of justice, the type of justice that get kids the help that they need and in the capacity that they need it in. These determinations will be made with a screening tool that is backed by research and in line with standards set by our Michigan Supreme Court. Currently, decision-making processes for local detention centers vary. Madam Speaker, the task force found that over 60% of our youth placed in detentions had committed status misdemeanors offenses as their most serious offense. We must ensure that the criminal justice system does not perpetrate the hindrance of these children, but ensure that they are accounted for. The evaluation tool will make sure that the right choice for juveniles will be made. With that said, Madam Speaker, I ask my colleagues to support this bill package and the entire package that's set before us today. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative Leitner.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to speak today to the package of juvenile justice reform bills. It's been a pleasure to partner with my colleagues to execute the recommendations made by the Juvenile Justice Task Force, in which I had the honor of serving on. While we made several significant improvements to Michigan's criminal justice system over the years, we still have work to do. The solutions proposed in this package, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask to the package of the bills. You don't mind, do you?
No objection. You're good. Speaker recognizes Representative Leitner.
I totally forgot that. Thank you, Madam Speaker. So anyways, going back, the solutions proposed in this package of bills identify the need to resolve these problems while also strengthening community safety, reducing disparities, and improving youth outcomes. There are many changes included in this package, but I'd like to focus on one underlying principle that guided this process. Young people should have the opportunity to learn from their mistakes, grow, and subsequently become productive members of society. People are capable of change, and youth especially should be provided off-ramps from making additional poor decisions before those choices define their adult identity. By diverting young individuals away from such identities and providing them with adequate representation, we offer them opportunities to address their behaviors, learn from their mistakes, and avoid the potential negative long-term impacts associated with the justice system. As such, it's incumbent on us to remove administrative roadblocks, legal limitations, and economic discrepancies from the equation of inhibiting our youth's future. Altogether, these changes seek to establish parity between indigent youth and the indigent adult system. This logical shift will ensure that young individuals have proper representation in decision-making bodies, receive fair treatment, access to necessary resources, and achieve rehabilitation opportunities. Juvenile justice reform is not merely a matter of public policy. Rather, it's a representation of our state's values and our belief in the potential of our young Michiganders. By supporting this cause, we are changing the trajectory of youth's pipeline to prison and directly investing in the future of our state. I ask that my colleagues join me in voting in favor of that positive future. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I speak to the entire package?
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. First, I want to thank my colleague in the 74th District for including me on this package. I want to thank my colleague from the 45th District for being a part of the task force that brought forth these recommendations. This bipartisan juvenile justice reform package is a monumental step for juvenile justice in our state. For too long, the way a child is treated in our juvenile system has been dependent upon the county in which they live. In some areas of our state, children are regularly detained for misdemeanors or status offenses, such as curfew violations. In other areas, young people accused of the same offenses are given access to diversion and deflection programs and rehabilitative services. A child's treatment should not be dependent on the county in which the child resides. And make no mistake, this inconsistent treatment in our juvenile system has adversely affected public safety. For one, research shows that detaining young people for minor crimes can actually make them more likely to commit serious offenses in the future. What's more, the residential placement slots statewide for young people are limited. And when slots are taken up by a young person who doesn't need to be detained, communities across the state struggle to find placement for young people that are accused of committing gun violence or other serious offenses. So without the appropriate placement, those young people will continue to pose a danger to themselves and to the broader community. That's why today's package of bills represents a huge leap forward. By increasing funding through the Child Care Fund, we'll ensure that we are giving young people access to resources that will help them thrive. By standardizing screening and assessment of young people across the state, we'll ensure that we no longer needlessly detain children who could benefit from a lighter touch. A standardized approach will mean that residential beds across the state are no longer occupied by children who don't need to be there. That, in turn, will free up these spots for young people who need more significant residential interventions. All this will help promote healthier and safer communities across the state of Michigan. now and well into the future. I urge a yes vote for this package of bills. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative Hope.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to speak to the entire package?
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Today's a big day. It's the culmination of over 2 years of work that I picked up at the end. My colleague from the 45th District worked very hard as a member of the task force, as did my colleague from Pontiac. We've heard we're making 6 major improvements in a system that can only improve. Some we've already heard about. We're putting resources into the child care fund. We're making sure that kids are represented by counsel in juvenile court. We're expanding diversion opportunities. We're making sure that treatment is tailored to each child. We're eliminating fines and fees, and we're increasing the oversight of the child advocate. And we're also making some bold statements, like we care about kids, all kids. We believe that it's possible for them to learn, to improve, and to grow. The legislation that we're voting on today is aimed at helping kids do just that. I think everyone would agree that juvenile detention, basically prison for kids, should be the last resort, reserved only for the most violent offenders, the ones who pose a risk to others and to public safety. It's common sense. It also is common sense when you hear this fact that detention is the very least effective means of reducing recidivism. It is the very least effective way to ensure that kids who were in trouble as juveniles don't become adults who get in trouble and end up in prison. It's worth mentioning that most kids, as some of my colleagues have stated, are in juvenile detention, but not for a violent offense. They're there on a status offense, so basically a probation violation. Also in Michigan, we have a lot of kids who are in juvenile detention just waiting for a more suitable placement. Juvenile detention is a terrible place to wait, especially when you don't belong there. Horror stories have emerged from juvenile detention centers in recent months. Facilities are understaffed and overcrowded, leading to unsanitary, inhumane, and dangerous conditions. This legislative package is called Justice for Kids and Communities, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the communities that are hurt most by the current system. Black and brown communities. Black kids are more likely to receive detention for their offenses in this system, and they are more likely to spend more time compared to their white counterparts who have committed similar offenses. This is wrong. What's more, studies have shown that not only is incarceration ineffective in reducing recidivism, longer stays in juvenile detention almost guarantee a future life of crime for the detainee. This statistic doesn't tell the whole story, but 1/3 of adults who are in prison right now were in secure detention as young people. The fact is, while necessary at times, juvenile detention is not good for anybody. It's not good for taxpayers. It's not good for public safety, and it's certainly not good for the kids who end up there. It's horrific for them and their families. And if things aren't working, doesn't common sense tell us that we should try something else? We can't get rid of detention altogether, and I'm not calling for that, but it's better for everyone if we do what actually works. Here in Ingham County, we have an effective program for adjudicated young people that has a very low recidivism rate. Ingham Academy is an alternative high school where kids receive a lot of in-class attention. They learn through experience the soft skills that employers are looking for, and students have the opportunity to learn how to deal with decision-making, anger, and impulse. In committee, we heard from Mike McKissick, who runs the Mikey 23 Foundation here in Lansing. He gives kids the chance to learn what they're capable of when they pick up a hammer instead of a gun. Kids rehabilitate neglected neighborhoods, they learn construction skills, and they spend their time being productive in the company of adults who care about them. It sounds simple, but it works. Unfortunately, some of the kids in the system will go on to prison and not return to their communities, but many more will not. They will return to their neighborhoods and cities. Let's do everything we can to help them succeed when they do return. I urge a yes vote on these bills.
The question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. The clerk will close the board. Representative DeBoer votes aye. Representative Coons votes aye. Representative Snyder votes nay. Representative Menser votes nay. Representative Shannon votes nay. Clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4625, there are 72 aye votes and 38 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continue order of third reading bills. Count number 37, House Bill 4626.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 37, House Bill 4626, introduced by Representative Hope, a bill to amend the Juvenile Diversion Act, People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. The board will be closing shortly. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4626, there are 67 aye votes and 43 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader
Continue order of
Ash.
third reading of bills. Move to take account of number 38, House Bill 4628.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 38, House Bill 4628, introduced by Representative Brabeck, a bill to amend the probate code of 1939. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. Record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Clerk will close the board. Tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of the final passage of House Bill 4628, there are 74 aye votes and 36 nay votes.
The majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Order of third reading bills. Count number 39, House Bill 4629.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 39, House Bill 4629, introduced by Representative O'Neill, a bill to amend the probate code of 1939. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. The clerk will close the board. Tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4629, there are 61 aye votes and 49 nay votes.
The majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continue order of third reading bills. Count number 40, House Bill 4630.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 40, House Bill 4630, introduced by Representative Leitner, a bill to amend the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4630, there are 85 aye votes and 25 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of third reading bills, calendar number 41, House Bill 4633.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar number 41, House Bill 4633, introduced by Representative Breen, a bill to amend the probate code of 1939. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4633, there are 58 aye votes and 52 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continuing order of third reading bills, calendar number 31, House Bill 4636.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar number 31, House Bill 4636, introduced by Representative Devendorf, a bill to amend the revised Judicature Act of 1961. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. Clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4636, there are 58 aye votes and 52 nay votes.
The majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Taking order of third reading bills with count item number 32, House Bill 4637.
Without objection so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 32, House Bill 4637, introduced by Representative Glanville, a bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. Record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. Clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4637, there are 56 aye votes and 54 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader
Taking order of
Ayash.
third reading bills with count item number 33, House Bill 4639.
Without objection so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 33, House Bill 4639, introduced by Representative Edwards, a bill to amend the Social Welfare Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4639, there are 92 aye votes and 18 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Taking order of third reading bills with count item number 34, House Bill 4640.
Without objection so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar number 34, House Bill 4640, introduced by Representative Wilson, a bill to amend the probate code of 1939. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, please vote at your desks. Clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4640, there are 92 aye votes, 18 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. The Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Continue your third reading bills with calendar number 35, House Bill 4643.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 35, House Bill 4643, introduced by Representative McKinney, a bill to amend the Foster Care and Adoption Services Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4643, there are 90 aye votes and 20 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. Those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move to the order of motions and resolutions.
Without objection, so ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Move they can be relieved to meet or balance today's session.
Without objection, so ordered. Committees are given leave to meet. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ayash.
Just so the members know, there no further voting in the House adjourned Senator until October 18th at 1:30 p.m.
Without objection, so ordered. The House will stand at ease at the call of the chair.